Vanakkam, this is D. Suresh Kumar. Thank you for joining me in this episode of the Hindu Focus Tamil Nadu. In fact, I've been meeting you over the past 11 months. This is the first time we are doing a live show on Focus Tamil Nadu. We have been having a lot of video discussions after the local Lok Sabha poll results were declared. So this time in Tamil Nadu, as we all know, the DMK has made a clean sweep, winning all 40 seats in Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. This is historic in some sense because for the first time in about 35 years, a political party's alliance has won back-to-back landslide victories. In 2019 Lok Sabha polls, the DMK-led alliance had won 38 seats in Tamil Nadu and the lone seat in Puducherry, losing just the Theni seat to AIADMK. This time around, it's been a clean sweep. So the last time the DMK-led alliance scored such a victory was in about 20 years ago in 2004, when the UPA was formed. So that has been the success rate of the DMK. What really contributed to this success of the MK Stalin-led DMK? In fact, one key reason is that Stalin succeeded in keeping his alliance intact. The DMK's alliance with the Congress, the CPI, CPM, VCK, MDMK, IUML, and other smaller parties has been intact since 2017. Although the alliance was formed in 2017, the first election that they faced was a by-poll in RK Nagar, where the DMK candidate lost the deposit. However, subsequently, from 2018, capitalizing on a strong anti-Modi wave, Stalin ensured that this alliance stayed intact and the alliance arithmetic worked in its favor. And after the 2019 success in the Lok Sabha elections, he followed it up with similar success in the local body polls, first in the rural local body polls, followed by a victory in the 2021 Tamil Nadu Assembly elections, and then the urban local body polls, followed by the Erode by-elections that we faced, and now the Lok Sabha polls. So essentially, all these parties in the alliance were bound on a single factor, that is the anti-Modi plank. So they were ideologically opposed to Narendra Modi, and Stalin maintained that momentum. In fact, he was one of those few leaders in India who consistently maintained that we need to form a broader national alliance to take on Narendra Modi. In 2019, he was the first to project Rahul Gandhi, the then Congress president, as the prime ministerial face of the opposition. Unfortunately, the other parties did not back him up, including some of his own allies. So had the other parties in the country taken this cue from Stalin and formed a broader national platform on the anti-Modi plank, then perhaps the results in this Lok Sabha elections across the country might have been different as well. In these elections, he was very early on, he sensed that somewhere the BJP could lose its own share in the north. In fact, in one of his interviews to the Hindu, he said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah, the top BJP leaders, were focusing more on Tamil Nadu because they feared that they would lose in their traditional stronghold of North India, and they could make up for it by victories in Tamil Nadu. So that way, he was very categorical on what it was, basically. The other factor that helped Stalin to make a clean sweep was the fact that the alliance, the opposition in Tamil Nadu was splintered. Tamil Nadu was facing a four-cornered contest this time, with the AIADMK and the DMK forming an alliance along with the SDPI. The BJP, for the first time, heading an alliance in Tamil Nadu as part of the NDA, and the Nam Tamil Katchi going all alone in the 39 constituencies. So this splintered opposition helped to capitalize on the alliance arithmetic that the DMK had. We have seen that whenever these parties contest alone, the votes that they get actually gets fragmented, and therefore they don't gain. And in the first past the post system, they actually lose when they go solo. In 2014, the DMK, Congress, left parties contested alone, and the results were disastrous for them. And therefore, whenever the parties are together, there is a vote transfer and also the gain by account of a trust factor that the people have when the parties contest an election as part of an alliance, and that largely helped them. Another point that aided MK Stalin was the failure of the AIADMK leader Edappadi Palaniswami to capitalize on the space offered to him in Tamil Nadu. Basically, although Edappadi Palaniswamy emerged as the unity leader of the AIADMK after having expelled O. Pannirselvam, the former chief minister of the party, he did not move out from his safe bastion, Salem, which is his native seat. His politics was largely based in Salem, and very rarely he moved to Chennai or traveled across the different parts of the state. Only towards the election, Palaniswamy decided to travel across Tamil Nadu and campaign hard. But in that process, although Edappadi Palaniswamy managed to snap ties with the BJP early on, some months ago, in fact, last September they had snapped the ties. So although he managed to do that, he really did not take a clear stand on opposing Prime Minister Narendra Modi or the BJP ideologically. In fact, Stalin pointed out in an interview to the Hindu that Edappadi Palaniswamy did not take a clear ideological stand against the BJP and therefore he cannot be trusted. So he also pointed out that the AIADMK leader was very ambiguous when particularly asked about the party stand should the BJP require any support from it in the post-poll scenario. So in one of the early interviews in this election season, Edappadi Palaniswamy told the Hindu when we pointedly asked him about why he was critical about the DMK but refrained largely from going all out against the BJP or Modi. Palaniswamy told us that the principal enemy in Tamil Nadu was the DMK, and therefore that needs to be opposed on a stronger measure, whereas the BJP was only a minor player. But this stand of his, wherein he did not attack the BJP but focused his criticism largely on Stalin and the Tamil Nadu government, did not work to his favor in a parliamentary election where all that matters is who should be the next prime minister. So Palaniswamy was very late in his criticism of the BJP. In fact, he started attacking the BJP very close to the polling date. That too after the BJP state president Annamalai commented that the AIADMK will cease to exist after the elections. And that's when he really started taking on the BJP. Had he done it earlier, the AIADMK might have performed better. There's evidence to it empirically also. Look at these elections. Now, the AIADMK has faced several defeats in its, journey over the past several decades. But this time, in 7 constituencies, the AIADMK candidates lost their deposit. This has never happened in the past. Even in 1996, when there was a strong anti-Jayalalitha wave across Tamil Nadu, and Jayalalitha herself was defeated in Bargur assembly polls. In that Lok Sabha elections, the AIADMK did not lose its deposit. But this time, in 7 seats, they lost deposit. Worse, in Kanyakumari constituency, which is actually a national constituency in the sense that that constituency, the electorate there always backs parties with a nationalist tendency. So usually the fight there is between the Congress and the BJP. The AIADMK was pushed to the 4th slot. And who came 3rd there? The candidate of the Nam Tamila Katchi. Nam Tamila Katchi, as you all know, is a very small party here. It's a pro-Tamil nationalist party, but its candidate polled more votes than that of the AIADMK candidate. And that is something that shocked the AIADMK cadres here because such a scenario has never existed in the past. So they were pushed to the 4th slot by a fringe player, and Nam Tamila Katchi this time has improved its vote share. They've crossed 8%, thereby qualifying to be a state-recognized party. Whereas the AIADMK, although it snapped its ties with the BJP and aligned with the STPI, which is a Muslim party, it did not succeed in attracting the votes of the minorities. If you want evidence for this, then you look no further than the Dindigul constituency where the AIADMK fielded the STPI candidate on its symbol. The party lost very badly there. Likewise in Ramanathapuram constituency, which is again a constituency which has a good population of Muslims, the AIADMK fared very poorly. The BJP-backed candidate O. Pannirselvam there came 2nd. And the AIADMK candidates' votes, the total votes polled by the AIADMK candidates were just marginally higher than the votes polled by the Nam Tamila Katchi candidate in Ramanathapuram constituency. Likewise, in Vellore, which again is a constituency that has a large population of Muslims, the AIADMK fared poorer than the BJP candidate, A.C. Shanmugam. So it's polled very, very low in that region also. So therefore, it's very clear that the AIADMK did not gain anything by snapping ties with the BJP, especially in terms of winning the confidence of the minorities. So now, against this backdrop, what happens in 2026 when Tamil Nadu goes to the assembly polls? This is what we need to look at. So Stalin, like I said, has had a winning streak, no doubt. But if you look at his success in the last assembly elections, although he had a very strong alliance, the AIADMK alliance, the AIADMK-led NDA at that point, of which the BJP was very much a part, and the PMK was a constituent, had succeeded in 75 constituencies out of 234. So that is quite a significant number scored by the AIADMK. People tend to vote differently in an assembly election as compared to a parliamentary election where the issues are different, entirely, they vary. So in 2019 also, when the Lok Sabha elections were held, and alongside that, when by-elections to 22 constituencies were held, the AIADMK managed to win some seats there and retain its government comfortably. Likewise, in the immediate by-election that followed the 2019 parliamentary elections, in two constituencies, Vikramandi and Naganeri, the DMK lost. Of course, in both by-elections, the ruling party has an advantage, but still, the fact is that they lost, although Edappadi Palaniswami did not have a great deal of support or popular image back then in 2019. Right? So therefore, that shows that people tend to vote differently. There are issues, that work against the DMK also. Several issues, for instance, one instance is that one factor that goes against the DMK right now, although they have introduced a lot of welfare measures, a lot of empowering measures for the women, for children, for girl students, yet certain promises they made for the assembly polls have not been kept. The DMK promised that once voted to power, it will restore the old pension scheme in Tamil Nadu. But they have failed on that score, and it's very unlikely that they'll be able to fulfill that demand. And that has hurt a lot of government employees. A significant section of government employees is upset over that. Similarly, the DMK government has failed to disperse the retirement benefits, the terminal benefits of employees of the State Transport Corporation. The college teachers, the government college teachers are upset because they have not been able to recruit teachers and also regularize the guest lecturers. So all this factor, along with certain resentment against certain leaders of the party, may work against the DMK. But to capitalize on that, the AIADMK needs to introspect. It needs to introspect whether leaders who left the party should be welcomed back into the fold, whether the party needs to unite, because in the southern districts, which once upon a time was a bastion of the AIADMK, the party is losing support largely on account of the Mukkalathur voters shifting base. Right? Parallelly, the BJP has shown that it has improved its vote percentage to a large extent in this election. They've gone past 11%, although they headed not a very strong alliance, I must say. Right? Despite that, they managed to increase the vote share. And actor Vijay, who has a very frenzied fan following in Tamil Nadu, has announced that he will launch his political party in time to face the assembly election. So in such a scenario where the possibilities are pregnant, right? The DMK needs to strengthen itself, the AIADMK needs to strengthen itself, and face the election. So we cannot say that the DMK will be able to replicate the success of the Lok Sabha in the assembly polls, but it has an edge in terms of alliance. If it manage to retain this alliance, then to some extent it will be able to give a very tough fight to the others. We also need to see if the dynamics change on the ground. If the BJP and AIADMK come together, if the PMK moves over to the AIADMK fold, and if they even if they form an alliance, and we need to see what stand the Nam Tamila Kachi will take in 2026. So based on all these factors, we'll know how 2026 turns out. I shall meet you in another video. Until then, this is G. Suresh Kumar signing off. But please do log on to thehindu.com and do subscribe to our YouTube channel for more such videos. Thank you.